How's it going, guys? And welcome to my channel. My name is James Pena, and I will be going over tips and tricks on basic sleight of hand. Today we'll be going over the snap change and just little detailed, little subtleties that'll make your snap change better. Again, these are just tips. It's not really a full-on tutorial. I will put in a link in the description of where I personally learned the snap change. But again, I just want to add little tips on how it can be used much better, because I feel like a lot of people don't really use it because it's super angle sensitive, and I don't know, it doesn't work with crowds very well. But today I'll be showing you a few tips on how we can make it angle proof. So let's get started. So now we'll be going over the subtleties for the snap change. But before we move on, there's something I like to talk about when it comes to color changes. When you do a color change, right, it shouldn't be, right, you walk up to someone and be like, here, look, see this? Boom, changed it. Right? It shouldn't be like that. There's got to be some kind of more presentational value to this. It's just something I see a lot of people do, and I feel like we should stop that. We should really stop doing that. All right, so at least, and I'll teach it right now on my presentational tips on it, but we'll get to that towards the end. All right, so getting into the snap change, right? So easy, we all know it's 2 cards. We get that, right? And I like contrasting colors. So we'll actually do Jack and an ace, right? We'll leave the ace on top. So you found your way to get the 2 cards to the top. All right, now what you do here, what I like to do, I just get a break. All right, just 1, 2, that's my way of doing it. Doing the pinky break. You could also do a thumb break, just 1, 2, and then be able to get right into it. So again, 1, 2. Now how I do this, just right here on my ring finger, I just push up, bend, and you see how now I've created an opening. Now with my middle finger, I'll come here and boom. All right. Now, if I were to do this from a thumb break, right? And it's kind of like whatever you're feeling that day. You could choose between the 2. It doesn't really matter. All right, 1, 2. You just go ahead and execute a Stuart Gordon, and both of these positions is gonna do the same result. So it's kind of just more up to you, really. Right now, let's do the pinky break one, just because I feel like more people use a pinky break than a thumb break. So 1, 2. Push up here, boom. And this is just what I kind of call the get ready, right? Right before you're about to execute the move. Now you're kind of ready. What I do, this is kind of my way of getting rid of the 2 and then the 1. It's just, this is my subtlety on it. So once you're here, boom, just middle finger, right? I just grab with the middle finger. And then as I'm about to show it to the spectator, right, boom. I know that was a little slow, but just so you can see what's happening. So how that happens is just here, and then as I'm moving forward, just execute the snap change. So put both fingers, and boom, and you're left clean. And that goes on to my 3rd tip, right? Dispose of it on the deck. And the reason why is so the cleanup's just right there. Literally right when you're done executing the move, you're done, right? You're completely done doing it. Now, I know I'm doing this on camera and you can block it and stuff like that. But when you're performing to real people, even when you're surrounded, because I've personally done this surrounded, and I've gotten away with it. Now, I'm not saying do the snap change like this 3 times in a row, and I'm not gonna guarantee you're not gonna get caught, because you will, you definitely will. But I just wanted to change the way we did the snap change, right? Because snap change was more meant either for the camera or you're doing it for like maybe 3, 4 people. But this way you're able to knock it out with an entire group. So if you're surrounded by a group, right? And after you've done controlled your 2 cards, boom, all right? And now you can just hand it off. And nobody's really aware that you dropped it off. But make sure you're talking, right? Not all these moves are executed just doing it and then you think it's invisible. You gotta talk. You gotta talk the entire time. That's just what we do, right? So here's my presentational idea for the snap change. Personally, what I like to do, I like to grab any one of the aces as long as it's not the ace of spades. The reason for that, and I'll show it to you right now, is because there's not really much going on in the card, right? It's pretty blank, right? It's like the blankest one you'll get. And that way, if they choose literally any other card, it'll perform pretty well. And it'll be a better change. And what I mean by that is, like, let's say if I were to use the King of Hearts, for example, and they pick the King of Diamonds, that wouldn't really be a great change, right? Because it'd be like, right? And it's like, well, nothing really happened, right? As if you were to grab this ace, even if we were to change to the ace of clubs, right? Just boom. So again, I personally like to use usually a red ace. Put that on top. Now, I just have them select the card. And what control I personally use, or what you should be using, just a control that doesn't disturb the top card. Put the card to the top without disturbing this card. So let's say in this case, the cherry control for me would work. So they pick the card, right? And then from here they pick the perfect Queen of Spades. So you got a lot going on. It's black. It's gonna go from red to black. It's gonna be much better, right? And then from here, just do the cherry control, right? And then from here, now you do your snap change, right? You are set up to do it now. So from here, you're like, oh look, I was gonna use your ace to find it, and now you're good. Now you're left clean. Well, guys, that's really all I had for tips and subtleties on the snap change. Hopefully you guys liked it. Hopefully you guys are able to do this more out in the open now. Maybe you guys hopefully won't be so scared to do it. Maybe use it more often, just because I do see it lightly used. Well, guys, hopefully you got the subtleties and tips for the snap change. Hopefully you guys liked it. If you did, please consider leaving a like. That would definitely help me. And this is my first YouTube video. Hopefully you guys liked it. I do plan on posting more. Again, these are all just tips that I want to give. The reason why I don't want to give tutorials is because I feel like there's just so many out there. But don't worry. Anytime I leave a tip or anything, and this is your first time watching like a magic video or anything, I'll always leave a link in the description on learn this move, and I'll link you a video to where to learn it. And then come back here and you can grab my subtleties on it. If you guys would like me to do tutorials, then I will. Just kind of leave it in the comments, or so I'll never know. But thank you guys for watching, and please consider subscribing again. I'll be hopefully trying to do these once a week. I'm gonna really try the best I can. So thank you guys for watching, and peace.